Fans are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Hunter Henry brings it in. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
To Hunter Henry.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Herbert on 3rd down now. That one complete to Joe Reed. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And that's going to be good for a Chargers 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long effort.
Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. Picked off at the 47. The 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So, flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be how many game-changing plays.
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Alexander Johnson. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
A gain of 3, second down.
22-yard line.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Hobbs, and he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
He was brought down.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and 8.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
On the carry.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Rolling to his left. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now Herbert a little unsure of things, so he's going to go ahead and call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's into the hands of Eckler. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Herbert. And that is incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. They're going to try the jet sweep on 3rd and long. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. Showed some strong running, but quickly corralled just beyond the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the gun, Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
1st down, Chargers.
Herbert now. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Darren Lee picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
But number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head, walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And, boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Yards to go.
To throw on 3rd down, Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. They'll try the left side. Hobbs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now to the air. Locke. He'll let this go for the end zone. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick.
You can try and underthrow it and go back shoulder, but your timing has to be impeccable. And here, I think it was much more of a duck than a designed back shoulder throw.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Darren Lee there to get him down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
At the 22-yard line.
From the gun, Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Down Chargers.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 36. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
2nd and 11. At the 39.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Play action. Now it's Locke. And Locke throws another one. It's intercepted. Picked off by DeMonte Casey. The Charger drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Joe Reed, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Down and 1 yard to go.
From the gun, Herbert. He's going to look downfield for Henry. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get him next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Here's Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Cortland Sutton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Charger drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On first down, Justin Herbert. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 42. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Brandon McManus lining up.
Well, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick sixes from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick sixes in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They've got the lead early here in the 3rd quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the 2nd half.
No gain on the play.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
On 2nd down, Hobbs. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
He was brought down by
and plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the 2nd half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, the good news, they got the stop defensively. The bad news, this is a huge hole that they're in right now. How do they start to dig out of it?
That's a great question because we're not even going to talk about how do they win it, right? We want to see how they can kind of claw back and at least make themselves feel better about the game because this one is likely out of reach, but maybe one possession at a time. Try and play a little bit better and have some respect when you come out of the game.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. He'll get this to Eckler. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Down.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And it's complete. Henry. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. 56 the mic. 56 is the mic.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Eckler, the ball carrier.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
56, right there, 56.
Operating from the gun. Herbert, open man, it's Allen. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger first down.
56. Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep. He's checking.
From the gun, Herbert. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
First down, Chargers.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Herbert. And that's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And that will be incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
All day, dog. 56 the mic. 56 is the mic.
They snap it to Herbert. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. That would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. Rocking the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hobbs. He'll have a first down past the 40. The 40. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers 30. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 42 yards.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
2nd and 9.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Broncos 28, Chargers nothing.
On 2nd down now, Hobbs, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. On first down, Hobbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Hobbs, and he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And this offense continues to pour it on.
Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left. And their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 4.
Here we go. Slams. Hawk 70.
Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. They'll find Williams on the slant. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Chargers.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And the Chargers first down.
56, right there, 56.
From the gun, Herbert. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Austin Eckler, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
He was covered by Jair Alexander.
To throw again, Herbert. And now here is another interception. Picked off down near the 5. And this one will be brought back to the 22. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hobbs, he finds an opening past the 40 and brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Mike's 5'9", Mike 5'9". Oh, yeah. And here we go again.
And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
They'll try the left side. Hobbs. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. And they give this time to the tailback. And he will have a Broncos first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Hobbs. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. Time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Broncos, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.